You all are ready? We will continue. Our candidates for Gahanna City Attorney tonight: Raymond J. Malarski and Tricia Springer. Let's give them a round of applause just to start. And refrain from the comments. If you have questions, please raise your hand and our runners will get them from you. We'll start with Raymond Malarski. What's the best way to protect taxpayers from future lawsuits? Oh, I got ahead of myself. Opening statement, sir.
Thank you. I'm Raymond Malarski. Ray Malarski, everyone calls me Ray. It's so nice to see so many people that I've known throughout the time. I've grown up here since I've been 3 years old. I've seen you in school, in my civic organizations, and some of you as clients, as well as people that I have met on the streets and have dealt with, and even a victim capacity, as I've been a prosecutor for a long time here. I'm also the prosecutor for actually in New Albany as well, and I believe that I have the goodwill of the police departments from all three of those organizations, as I've been endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police because they have felt that I've done such a good job. That is me giving back to the city for over 30 years. I would do that, and I'm running for this office simply because I believe the city needs me. I think it's a time in which the city needs strong leadership, and I am that person. That is why I'm running for this office. I'm not doing it to get a job. I have a job. I have a very nice job. I'm doing this because I want to help the city. That is why I started running for this office. That is why I would be a city attorney. Thank you.
Tricia.
Tricia Sprangle. I live here in Gahanna with my husband, Chris Evans. You may know him. He's been here for life. He convinced me that this would be a great place to start our family and raise our children. We have 2 girls that are in High Point Elementary, Middle School East. We love this community. We're here for a long time. I've been an attorney in private practice for 20 years now. I believe that my experience as a business attorney, I have an LLM in taxation, as a business and tax attorney put me in a good position to manage the day-to-day activities of the city attorney's office. The law department covers a broad range of areas, including the prosecution area, but my broad experience in law puts me as the best candidate for the city of Gahanna. I thank you for your consideration, and thank you all for being here.
So let's start with Ray here, and I kind of let the cat out of the bag on the question. Think about it, and I'll restate it. What is the best way to protect taxpayers from future lawsuits?
The best way to do that is to have good laws. That is what the challenge was in this last go-round. They felt that the law was poorly written and poorly interpreted. Now, you've got to make sure that it's done right. That is what the city attorney would do. The city council is the one that prepares the laws, but the city attorney is the one that reviews them, make sure that they meet the legal muster that's going to be directed at them, and make sure that they can withstand legal scrutiny. It's difficult because there's always different interpretations. That's why there are lawsuits. There are always 2 sides to every story. So you have to be able to anticipate what's going on. That's why I think that my experience as a trial attorney is invaluable, because when you're looking at the laws and how to phrase them, you have to know how to be able to defend them as well. And I think that being able to look at both sides of the story, as you have to when you're trying a case, is the best way to protect the city in the future.
Thank you. Tricia.
I agree that experience is critical in the review and drafting of both contracts that the city is entering into and the laws that the city is creating. This is the problem that we had with our $13 million badly written code section with a poorly placed comma. This is what I do for my clients. I try to keep them out of court. That is the most important thing that a business lawyer can do, is managing the portfolio of my clients, whether it be their employment situations, compliance with regulatory obligations, or drafting the contract for their newest business venture. it's about that attention to detail and determining what specific words we can put into these agreements, into these laws, that will keep us out of court. That is the whole point, that is of my practice as right now. My transition to be a city attorney would be a very easy one, because that is what I do right now.
Thank you. Tricia, this question to you first. Please review for us some of the concerns about Mayor's Court, as well as some of the benefits. Do you think Gahanna should or should not continue to have a Mayor's Court?
That's a great question. The Mayor's Court is intended to be a place where the community can come as a convenience so that you wouldn't have to go down to Common Pleas Court. I think that that is a good goal, but we're not having that if we have the Mayor's Court on Thursdays every day. That's not always convenient for people. I think we could have night court. That's been a proposal before, and I think that's a great proposal. There are concerns with Mayor's Courts across Ohio. There was a report produced by ACLU Ohio that outlined the significant problems with the racial disparity in adjudications in Mayor's Courts. And I think that is a problem that needs to be looked at in our Mayor's Court as well as statewide. So I would, for now, I'd like to keep our Mayor's Court. Our Mayor's Court's running well, but that is something that needs to be looked at.
Thank you. Ray Malarski.
Our Mayor's Court is the best run Mayor's Court in Franklin County, as well as anywhere in the contiguous counties. I hear that all the time from all the defense attorneys I talk to. The reason for that is I've been doing this for 30 years. I know how to run a Mayor's Court, and I have people who listen to me. We are very transparent. Anyone can look at anything at any time in the Mayor's Court in every single case. We are not there to make money, as is put forth in the article that was referred to by Ms. Frankel. The purpose of Mayor's Court is to allow people to come into the city and handle the case there instead of going downtown. I did the cases downtown as well. They're there for 2 hours to do a case. They're a half hour in Mayor's Court. We handle it, we get the people in, we get them out, and we take care of the situation. There's no money made in Mayor's Court. It breaks even. So for anyone to even suggest that it's being done as a money-making proposition is just flat out wrong. They know nothing about our Mayor's Court, and they shouldn't be making accusations for things they don't know.
Next question to you first, Ray. Would you describe yourself as a person who favors strict enforcement of all the drug laws, or are you willing to view drug crimes as non-violent crimes, worthy of prosecutorial discretion regarding changing or recommending sentences?
I believe all crimes need prosecutorial discretion. That is frankly what I'm known for. I don't look at a case and look at it like, I have to prosecute this person. My job, I believe, is to get justice. That would mean sometimes, I was just talking with Judge Thomas about a case we had. It was very difficult to work through, but she felt, and I agree with her, that we got a good resolution because we looked at that case individually, and that was a drug case. The things that are going on now with the marijuana laws, we basically cannot prosecute a marijuana case because we don't have the ability to distinguish between that and hemp. I have sent that out to all 3 of the city attorneys for the cities I work for and asked them, how do you want me to prosecute these cases, if at all? I need to have their guidance because the city is my client. I do what the city needs. So the answer to that question is sometimes you're tough, sometimes you're not. It all depends on the case.
Thank you. Tricia.
I agree with Mr. Malarski that adjudicating a drug case, judicial or the prosecutorial discretion is required in every case. That said, I am for following suit with Columbus, who has decriminalized marijuana. I think that's the clear path for us. I think we cannot treat drug problems as criminal problems. They're often medical problems, and we are not going to be able to prosecute them into good health. So I do appreciate the diversion path that can be taken to get people to treatment and the help that they truly need, rather than having them sit in jail for non-violent crimes. But yeah, prosecutorial discretion is extremely important, and I continue on that path. Thank you.
Thank you. Time is flying tonight. We're going to go to our closing statements, and we'll start with you, Tricia Sprinkle.
Thanks, everybody, for coming and listening to me. That's great. I want to go over a little bit about my experience as an attorney. Clearly, the more glamorous life of a prosecutor is appealing, and we all watch Law and Order and we love it, and the prosecutors are heroes. But I would say that the prosecutorial portion of being a city attorney is maybe 25% to a third of what is really important. I think we hit on it tonight. Some of the most important things that you can do as a city attorney is manage this portfolio of different legal issues that are coming through. It's not only counsel for the council, it's the planning commission, it's the zoning board of appeals, it's the records commission. That is a hotbed of litigation for school boards and local governments. And if you're not on top of all this and you haven't had experience with it, like I have, then you might not be in the best place for this. I have that experience, and I'm ready to do the work as a public servant for you. Thank you.
Thank you. I started my practice 35 years ago as a sole practitioner right out of law school. It was me and a part-time secretary. I now have 10 attorneys and 25 total staff. When I started, I did everything. I've done everything Tricia was saying you need to do. I know how to do those things. I have done those things. I have been able to become more of an expert in certain areas because I do have 10 attorneys that I can work with. I have a partner who has over 36 years of business law experience. If I have a question come up, I go to Mark and say, Mark, how's this work? Instead of me spending 2 hours of research, he tells me the nutshell version, I then fill myself in. So having the firm that I have helps me to be able to deal with all of the varied items that come before the city attorney, and to deal with them in a proper manner and in a quick manner. And to save the city money, I can handle a lot more things instead of sending it out to counsel, because I can handle those cases. And that's what my talent is. Thank you.
Raymond J. Milarski and Tricia Sprinkle.